Okay, this is Jamie LaPlante and Jesse Fuentes, and we are here with Justine and Catherine. And today we're going to talk about work-life harmony and some things that we can do to positively impact ourselves as well as those around us. Before we get started, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the party. Excuse me. So thank you guys for coming and carving out some time. We want to talk about, before we talk about work-life harmony, is the type of worker you are. And I want to preference and say there is no bad type of worker. We just wanted to call out because we think that will help. It helps us kind of identify what we maybe need to do individually and how that could also be impacting others. So the first type of worker is a juggler. So a juggler is someone who constantly juggles their work and their personal life at the same time. So this may look like you are on a conference call while you're in the carpool to take your kids to school. Maybe you're cooking dinner and doing a conference call. Maybe you're folding laundry while you're on a conference call, right? But you're always kind of doing both of them together and you're juggling to make sure that everything gets done. The segmenter. So the segmenter is somebody who definitely sets time for work and time for personal. So when they are at work, they are definitely at work. When they're at home, they are at home. They never intersect with each other. The next one would be the ellipser. So the ellipser is someone where one of those two things dominates the other. So you're either kind of, a lot of times this is maybe described as a workaholic, like you're always working, you have no personal life. Or the opposite, you're always doing something that for your personal life, not doing a whole lot of work. And then lastly, there's the blender. So the blender is more somebody, just to describe it would be, you have a home business that you run with your husband out of your garage. So there literally is no separation between the two of those two things. So I've said a lot, so I want to go to Jesse. Jesse, which type of worker do you think that you are?
I would say I think I'm probably more aligned with the juggler. And my approach in general is just like, I'm not the highly organized person who's going to put everything in a bucket. So like I'll have multiple priorities and I'll have 4 different categories and I'll just throw a few balls into each one of those like buckets until it eventually fills. So I would say I'm more of a juggler for sure.
Okay. Justine or Catherine?
I'm absolutely a juggler. This week, I took a team call while in line at the CVS pharmacy getting my child who had an ear infection a prescription, with my kids singing in the background for the rest of my team to hear. And so it works. Sometimes I take a walk during a call that I'm just listening in on, that I don't need to be in front of a computer to get my exercise and my steps in. Catherine, what about you?
I'm 100% a juggler. I know just now when we were getting prepared for this call this morning, I am in Boston in a hotel room ready to work with someone today. And so I was packing up my stuff while we were talking through what we needed to accomplish today. So I definitely think that I juggle both personal and work all the time.
Yeah, and I'm the same. I don't know if you guys heard the doorbell, but that was my Instacart lady dropping off my groceries. So I'm not the lady in line on a conference call doing the groceries. I did that this morning while my kids were getting ready for school. So thank you guys for talking about it.